We're here with Rodrigo and Gabriela. Thanks so much for taking the time to see us today.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
It's been 4 years since the last record, but this record's really special, right? Because it's 11 of your favorites, of influences that you guys have to make this record. Can you talk a bit about why you decided to do it that way?
Yeah, it's a tribute album. We picked 11 artists out of hundreds, really, that we admire, obviously, but we had to cut down the list. And it's pretty much a way to introduce music that we potentially believe our fans would love as well, you know? And so a lot of these musicians are very well known already, but probably half of them, they are not really like a mainstream act. And this way we think we contribute to music somehow, as we play instrumental music. I think the album needed something different than the first one, you know, not just more music of the same. And that's why we actually on the booklet we actually talk about the albums we consider the best or we like the best out of these artists. And I think it's a nice, it's a good idea. A lot of people has thanked us for you know introducing some of the artists that they didn't know about.
One of the things that we like to do when we sit down with artists is talk about some of the records that influence them. Could you talk about maybe 5 records that influence you guys to make music that you think that people should know about?
Well, yes, we can talk about, we can go to the metal world.
Yeah.
And it's several albums there. As you know, it's very hard sometimes to narrow down from hundreds musicians and albums, you know. But let's say, for me, Master of Puppets, and Paco de Lucia, it will be live from America. He recorded that one in '96. Well, you can say your ones, you know.
Yeah, many. Michel Camilo, the first Michel Camilo album, I think it's just called Michel Camilo.
Michel Camilo, yeah.
There are so many from different genres, music.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
like,
fine.
Yeah, Megadeth, Rust in Peace, I think. Yeah.
Countdown to Extinction.
Yeah, I mean, some of these albums they really marked some kind of you know, at least in my or on hers, the beginning of a certain kind of you know a special era for us as a guitar players. And I think all the guitar players they just go through all these stages, and that's why. You know, I think the instrument is so universal. It is like main instrument in pretty much every genre of music.
Right.
You know?
Your fans are so eclectic. You have jazz fans who obviously come to see the flamenco influence and the jazz influence, whether it's John McLaughlin or Ad Miola and those group of people. But the metal community has really embraced you as well. Is that because you think? Well, why is that? Why do you think the metal community has embraced you?
Yeah, because there's 2 answers to that. One of those is that metal music is a guitar-based music. Well, at least thrash metal music it is. And since the very beginning of metal music, from Black Sabbath to Led Zeppelin, it's always guitar riffs that characterize the music as such. So when we were playing metal back in the day, we were very intrigued by flamenco players and bossa nova players, and because it's guitar music, and you can see when Paco de Lucia played in Mexico City when we were maybe 16, 15-year-old, you can see there was a lot of metal guys there, you know, so that's, and I think it's one of the reasons. The other reason I don't remember now, but that the first one is enough.
Alex from Testament is touring with you guys, right?
Yeah.
So he's supporting the show. And is that weird? Or does that bring out a different kind of fan that knows that Alex is going to be on the bill?
Well, I'm sure it does. But you know, he's doing this thing with his trio. He plays jazz, but it's like a rock. It's more kind of a rock jazz thing, I think, going on there. And I'm glad, you know, because a lot of people, for example, this Alex is one of the people that we have him as a guest on the album, and. A lot of people out of the metal world, they wouldn't know who Alex is, and he's huge, like a massive influence for thousands of guitars around the world, you know. So all the guitars they know who he is, but a lot of people they don't know, and I think it's a good thing that we have him tour because a lot of people is just being blown away every night by him.
The 2 tracks that you played for us before we sat down, one was inspired by Santana, who's influence is obvious. But the second one is Jimmy, and just Buster Voodoo. Talk a bit about Jimmy's playing and how it influenced the music that you guys play.
Well, I guess Jimi Hendrix, we don't particular play or want to play like Jimi Hendrix. I think Jimi Hendrix was so unique that it's very hard to try to play like him did. But I think personally, I admire him as a artist, a musician, almost I don't know, almost religiously, because he has this some sort of mysterious way of perform life and all that sort of thing that keeps us inspired to keep playing music. And you can't really reason that, you just feel it,
right.
like as such, you know. So we big admirers of his music and all what I said before.
And Santana, obviously, because he's a Latin guitar player. I mean, that obviously has influence
just
as well.
Because he's a great guitarist. We're not very fan of being nationalistic, or we're very proud to be Mexicans and all, but we consider music that it goes beyond any frontier or anything. And I guess sometimes when you just put those words like I'm Latin and I'm from, I don't know, I'm European and I'm so proud of it, and it kind of draws these little lines of you are different than me. So, and in the music we play, we kind of come across as this is a free zone. So you can be from Mars, and you're welcome to enjoy the music if you like it.
I think you are from Mars, the way you play.
from another planet.
Thanks so much for taking the time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Good luck with the new record.
Thank you.
Cheers.